All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hope for the elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. So today I wanted to talk about something that I guess it just popped in my mind. Really, no, that's not exactly true. So we go through personal situations with different people in our life, and I'm always whether it let me get my thoughts together here. And in those situations, they get contentious sometimes, whether you be in a situation where you got to deal with your, one of your children's mothers, or somebody at work doing something to you, or whatever the situation is. And I'm going through one of those situations, and I was a little bit embarrassed, about the situation. And I said to myself, you know should I have said more, or should I have done more, to come out on top of the situation? And I was, meditating on it and thinking about it. I've been probably thinking about it for the last week or so now. And, I said to myself, I'm going to let the Lord fight for me. You know, I'm going to allow Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to fight my battles, because those wins are the most gratifying. Those wins are the ones that are the best. When and I think about when you think about the children of Israel, or when you think of us, when we were in the land of Egypt, and Pharaoh increased our burdens, right? They didn't try to argue with Pharaoh, or they what did they do? They cried and they groaned unto the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And because of their groaning, because of their calling on the Lord, he delivered them, man. He delivered them. And I said, what better way for my battles to be fought than by the Most High? He is the ultimate revenge getter. You know, you know. Let's see. Let me see. What is that? That's Is it Amos 3:7? I think this is the brother Michael Allah in our camp's favorite scripture. I think it's Amos 3:7. No, let me see. You can hear his voice reading it. Revengeth. Am I spelling that right? Probably not. Let's see. Oh, Nahum 1 and 2. It says, "The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies." You see, and if we, being the children of Israel, are the apple of his eye, right? We are indeed his children. Then the people that are against us, right, are his enemies, man. You know. So I want the Lord to fight for me. So I got a couple of scripture examples here. Not too many. I didn't want to delve too deep into this, but I want to go to, what did I say? Try this one first. I think it's Exodus 14:14. I'm about to see right now. Boom. It was a part that I read earlier. I got fired up when I read it, man. Hold on one second. 14 and 14 might have been the second time. Let me see. Just bear with me for a second. There was one more verse in here that I want to make sure I got to. Here it go. Here it go. Verse 15. This shit got me fired up. So it's the next verse down. So I'll start at 13. This is Exodus 14 and 13. It says, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. See, which he will show to you today. Even in the situation where it didn't look so good, it was looking grim for them. You know, the Egyptians was on their way to come get them. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place, as the saying goes, right? Because they had the Egyptians on one side chasing after them, and the water on the other side, with no way to escape, right? So what did Moses say to them? Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Verse 14, the Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And what better way was there for them than for the Lord, right? Because not only did the Lord fight them for us, he finished them for us. You see? You know, there's times where, like, you know, like I said, I feel ashamed because I didn't say more or I didn't do more in certain situations. But if I allow the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to fight for me, he does it with completeness. He executes judgment completely. And what better way to get that judgment than you know, of the Lord? As a matter of fact, I want to finish reading this, and I got a testimony. This is verse 16. I'm sorry, this is verse 15. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. So just, you know, just go. I got this. I got them niggas back there. You know, like, you know how, you know, you might be at the restaurant with your lady, you know what I'm saying, and somebody say something to her, or you might be at the grocery store, somebody say something, you say, you move her back, you say, hold on, babe, I got this. That's what the Lord did. He moved us out of the way and said, hold on, I got these niggas over here. And he took them down, man. You know, it says, but lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them, and I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, upon his horsemen. And what's that part? Hold on one second. Bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, here it go right here. Verse 25, right? Listen to what the Egyptians said after a while. Let me go to 24. It says, actually 23. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, the Lord looked into the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily. So that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians, right? So they was like, look, man, let's get out of here, man. We can't do shit, you know? So what more gratifying than for the Lord to fight for us, man? You know, there's nothing better. It's nothing more gratifying, you know. So I got a testimony, right? And this is before I got the truth. So it had to be the spirit defending me, man. So when I was about 19, I started working at the place I work now, and I was running this machine, and there was four of us there, right? The three guys, they had been there before me. Two of them were Levites, right? And the two Levites, they were training the other guy who was an Edomite, and then me, right? And my oldest son's mother was pregnant at the time, so I took the stance like I'm gonna bust my ass in here because I want to make some money so I can provide for my wife and my unborn child. So I'm busting ass. I'm trying to learn the machine and all of that. And the head guy, he looked at me and said, "Look, I see you want to learn this thing. That other guy over there, speaking of the Edomite, he was like, that other guy, he don't want to learn nothing. So I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna teach you how to do this." So he started showing me the ropes, right? So the Edomite dude, he got offended by it, and he made it a racial thing, like, oh, they're teaching him because he's black and I'm white, so they don't want to teach me. But when I came in, the dude would ball up pieces of paper and hit him with a stick like he was playing golf. He would play around, playing his music, dancing to his music, and, bobbing his head to that, that or whatever that I'm calling it dancing, but that shit that they do to that rock and roll shit ain't dancing. But anyway, so he ended up getting his review and he didn't like his review, so he blamed me for his review, and he's basically giving me a hard time the whole time. Why don't you go take out the trash? Why don't you go take out the trash? Stay away from the machine. Go take out the trash, right? So as I hope I'm not going too long, but as time wore on, uh, the two Levites, they left the machine, so now it's just me, him, and another temp from the temp agency. So we were the more experienced guys, and at the time it had been like only 2 or 3 months that I had been running the machine, so I really wasn't that great at it. But I'm all the way over to the other side of the machine, and I hear him screaming, ah, ah! He's screaming my name, right? He's screaming my name to come help him. So I thought he was bullshitting because he was a goofy dude, right? So I'm moseying over there like nothing's wrong, and come to find out, his fucking hand is stuck in the machine. And lucky for him, there was a bar that went across his wrist, so it didn't allow those blades to come down on his fingers. But the blade was in his hand, you know. And I tell that story to say that the Lord, defended me, man. He defended me in that situation. And at the time I was young, man, so I wasn't, I didn't know about standing up for yourself and all of that stuff. I just took whatever the things he would say to me. But the Lord defended me, man, and damn near chopped that dude's hand off. And then he ended up, ultimately the Lord took him off that machine, and then he got fired, for saying some racist shit about somebody else. The human resources found out about it and they fired his ass. So I got a living testimony about letting the Lord fight your battles, man. So I got one more thing I want to read, and then I'll get out of your way. Okay, so this is 2 Samuel 16, and I'll start at verse 5. So this is a story when King David was fleeing from one of his sons, and this is what happened. So it says, and when King David, this is 16:5, came to Bahurim, behold, thence came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shimei, the son of Gerah. He came forth and cursed still as he came. He says, and he cast stones at David and at the servants of King David, and all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left. And thus says Shimei when he cursed, come out, thou bloody man, and thou man of Belial. The Lord hath returned upon thee all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose stead thou hast reigned. And the Lord hath delivered the kingdom into the hand of Absalom thy son. And behold, thou art taken in thy mischief, because thou art a bloody man. Then said Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, unto King David, why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over, I pray thee, and take off his head. And the king said, What have I to do with you, ye sons of Zeruiah? So let him curse, because the Lord have said unto him, Curse David. Who shall then say, Wherefore hast thou done so? Right? So David took the stance like, look, if this bad thing is happening to me, this dude is cursing me, it's of the Lord, man. I think a lot of times we get wrapped up in like, oh, I'm gonna send curses on this guy from work, or I'm gonna send curses on this girl I used to deal with. She giving me a hard time, and the Lord might be doing that, man. The Lord might be putting that on you to, chasten you a little bit, and you got to think of it that way. Let the Lord fight for you, because at the end of the day, He's gonna make it right. You know. So that's all I had, man. Hopefully that didn't take too long. Hope it was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, and honor and salutations to those of you of the hopeful elect. And with that, I say shalom.